I have just had my hair done, and I've had a highlights slash balayage. So I've kept my roots dark, and when it initially came out it was bright blonde, but we've gone in with a toner, so it's sort of gone into a blonde colour, browny blonde. I'll do a little bit of a before and after, I guess, of the colour. It has been straightened, but it's obviously not gonna look like this for long. Honestly, it's just really nice to have straight hair for once. I often just have my afro, so yeah, this is a nice little change, and I am really happy with the colour. So I have done a hair video. I've done one hair video, maybe one and a half. I think if you watch my last video, you'll know that I spoke about getting a balayage. So this is the final look. I have to say I have put in 2 layers of hair extensions, so this is not the length of my natural hair. Basically, last year I decided, you know, I was in that transition phase and I decided to dye my hair. So first of all, I went in with, I believe, copper. So I picked up the copper hair dye, just a shop bought one. I think I got it from Boots, and it didn't really do that much to my hair. So I then went back and picked up a red hair dye. So I had that for a couple of months, and then I did half a head of that, so I didn't do my whole head in that, thank goodness I didn't do that, but I did sort of the top part of my hair in this red and copper. And then after a couple of months I really didn't like the fact my hair was so uneven, because I hadn't dyed all of my hair in this colour, and I kind of got a little bit bored of it. Anyway, I then decided to go to a salon and ask them if they could do something with it, and I really at that point wanted to go back to having some kind of highlights. So my usual highlights that I would get is, I have black hair and I tend to always have dark hair, but I'll get a balayage, so I'll have lightened ends. So I asked the hairdresser whether they could do that, and because I had red in my hair, they didn't think that was possible, so they did an all over brown colour to try and even it all out. But anyway, I felt that that colour was just really not a good colour. It was just not a good shade of brown. Obviously that you still had the hints of red coming through parts of the hair, the hints of copper, and it just wasn't for me after a while. So now I have gone back. I've actually chosen I chose a new colourist, a new salon that I hadn't been to, and the hairdresser was, honestly, I was very lucky. She was amazing, very talented, very experienced, and really amazing colourist. So I had gone in for a consultation. I kind of explained that I wanted to go back to my original balayage. For the most part, I you know, do everything myself, but one of the things obviously since last year, and really after a couple of months just being so unhappy with the colour I had done myself, I realised it's just, if you're not willing to experiment on your hair, then it's always best, I think, with colour, because it can be so tricky to get it done professionally, because at least, you know, you do obviously pay for that, but at least they are kind of obliged to make sure that you're happy with the results. And usually a colourist will kind of say, look, we can go back in if you're not happy with the original results, we can either tone it or lighten it again. So there's different options, but obviously if you do it yourself and it's not what you want, you can end up really making a mess going through like a natural hair transition. I think, as a lot of people can relate to, you kind of get a little bit bored and of that process, and I think colour just adds that little bit of excitement, you know, when you're like going through a journey, you know, and it can be difficult, it can be frustrating, you can get impatient. Yeah, let me know what you think, or if you've got any questions on colour, you know, transitioning to natural hair, or maybe you use relaxers or keratin. I obviously know quite a great deal about that as well, but let me know in the comment section if you have any questions.